Are you tired of the same old scenery? Feeling crushed by taxes? Maybe your state's just lost its mojo? Well, buckle up, because we're about to reveal the 10 states everyone is leaving in America in 2024. From the bustling coasts to the heartland, we're counting down the places where people are packing their bags and heading for greener pastures. Is your state on the list? Will it be New Jersey's brutal taxes or New York's sky-high rent that drives people away? Maybe it's the Mississippi heat or the lack of opportunities in Connecticut. We'll explore the reasons why people are fleeing Oregon's once trendy sea, Hawaii's paradise turned pricey, and even the wild beauty of Alaska. We won't sugarcoat it. Louisiana's got its challenges, and Illinois might be leaving residents feeling a little taxed and, well, ill. Will West Virginia's rolling hills be enough to keep folks planted, or are they yearning for something more? Join us for a whistle-stop tour of America's exodus. Hit that subscribe button, because in this video, we're spilling the tea on the states people are saying sayonara to in 2024. 10. New Jersey. New Jersey is often in the spotlight for its high outbound migration. Did you know that in the year 2020, New Jersey saw the highest number of people moving out compared to any other state? New Jersey, with its vibrant mosaic of cultures, nearly 1 in 4 residents hail from overseas, drawn by the state's abundant job opportunities. But here's the twist. While New Jersey boasts the third highest median household income in the nation at $85,000, it's also one of the priciest places to live. The state's wealthy residents face a hefty state income tax, peaking at 10.75%, and the highest effective property tax rate nationwide at 2.5%, especially when nearly half of those leaving earn over $150,000 annually. Now, consider the housing market. The median home value, at $382,000, might not raise eyebrows at first glance. But pair this with the highest population density in the US, 1.218 people per square mile, and you've got a recipe for people seeking more affordable, spacious, and warmer locales. It's no surprise, then, that many New Jerseyans are packing their bags for Florida and the Carolinas. Stay tuned as we uncover a surprising trend among New Yorkers later in this video, navigating through the high costs and taxes that are pushing many to seek new horizons. 9. New York. New York, once a powerhouse of population growth, New York has seen a shift. Since 2010, it's been one of only 6 states with a shrinking population. And with Florida's population boom, New York is no longer the third largest state. In the year 2020, a whopping 67% of all moves were people leaving the state. And guess what? A significant 63% of the net 80,000 people who left New York in the year 2020 were from New York City. But it's not just the pandemic that's driving New Yorkers away. The high cost of living and steep taxes are major turnoffs, especially in New York City. And let's not forget the harsh winters and lackluster job opportunities upstate. Despite a surge in international immigration, New York's population still saw a decrease of 0.393% last year. As of the year 2023, the population has further decreased by 3.1% since the year 2020. New Yorkers are seeking new horizons, searching for a balance between affordability and opportunity. Coming up, we delve into Mississippi's unique challenges, from job scarcity to health dilemmas. Discover why these issues are reshaping its demographic landscape. 8. Mississippi, despite being known as the poorest state in the country, it's only the 8th fastest shrinking. But think about it. Maybe this is because they can't afford to leave, so leaving isn't an option for many, given the scarcity of well-paying jobs. With a median household income now at $53,000 and a poverty rate of 19.1%, it's a tough situation. It's quite telling that 71% of those who managed to leave last year did so for job opportunities. Mississippi faces significant health challenges. It has the highest obesity rate in the nation. 20.5% are regular smokers. Combine this with some of the poorest healthcare outcomes in the US, and you get the lowest life expectancy in the country, now standing at just 74.6 years. Add to this the second highest rate of premature births, linked to high teen pregnancy rates, and you'll see why Mississippi also experienced a natural population decrease. It's a complex mix of economic and health issues that's shaping the state's demographic landscape. Later, we'll explore how Connecticut's chilling climate, soaring costs, and stark wealth divide are driving a surprising demographic shift. Stay tuned. 7. Connecticut. Most folks in the Northeast tolerate the cold weather and high living costs mainly for job opportunities. But now, With the rise of online work, they're finding fewer reasons to stay, opting instead for warmer, more affordable locales, with 63.5% of moves being outbound. Interestingly, while many Connecticut residents flock to Florida, not everyone is escaping to retire or dodge high taxes and living costs. States like New York, California, and Massachusetts, known for their higher taxes and living costs, were among the top destinations for those leaving Connecticut. Take Stamford, for instance, which is incredibly affluent. On the flip side, you have places like Hartford, struggling with a poverty rate of 28.1%, despite median home values being just $124,000. This highlights the stark wealth division in the state. Overall, Connecticut's population saw a decrease of 0.173%, making it a place with rapid population decline. Coming up, we'll reveal why Oregon's once steady population growth is now at a crossroads, facing a potential decline due to skyrocketing housing costs. Don't miss this segment. 6. Oregon, known for its consistent population growth, Oregon is now experiencing a decline for the first time in over 30 years. Between July the year 2021 and July the year 2023, the state saw its population decrease by 0.1%, which might not sound like much, but it's significant. The last time Oregon witnessed a population decrease was way back in 1982, and that was just a 0.1% drop. As of the year 2024, the median value of owner-occupied housing units in Oregon has soared to $423,100. While this somewhat aligns with national averages, it represents a significant increase over the years. This rise in housing costs is making it challenging for many residents to stay, contributing to the population decrease. It's a clear sign that even states known for their appeal are not immune to the pressures of housing affordability and economic changes. 5. Hawaii. The steep cost of living and wages that struggled to keep pace played a role in the 0.33% population dip last year. Countless mainlanders fall head over heels for the islands while vacationing, yet only a handful leap to move to the Aloha state. Why? The costly and complex process of relocating everything across the ocean is a major deterrent. And embracing the Aloha lifestyle? That's another story. Only some manage to truly adapt. So, the distance from family becomes too much, or the cultural shift is just too great. As a result, most newcomers pack up and head back within 2 years. Add to this the transient nature of Hawaii's large military population and locals being priced out of their homes, since Hawaii is, by a significant margin, the priciest state. This led to a striking figure: 14,000 more Hawaii residents moved to the mainland than mainlanders moving to Hawaii. 4. Alaska. It's the most spread out state in America, 1.27 people per square mile. You'd think with everyone moving away from crowded cities, Alaska would be popular. But it turns out, it's just too remote for most people and way too cold. Here's something interesting. Alaska pays people to live there, but even with that incentive last year, 9,000 more people moved out than moved in. Back in 2016, Alaska's population was booming, with over 740,000 people, mostly thanks to the oil industry. But when oil prices and demand dropped, so did the number of people living there. Plus, there are a lot of military folks who come and go, which also affects the numbers. Yes, Alaska is stunningly beautiful, but the long, dark winters, high cost of living, and being so far from everything else in the US just aren't worth it for many people. However, our next 3 states will make a strong impression on you. And before we explore, I have a special 10-second request for all of you currently listening. If you could help me in any way, just pressing that subscribe button would mean a lot. It greatly supports this channel. 3. Louisiana. Louisiana has been on a bit of a downward trend over the last half-decade, primarily due to a slump in the oil and gas sectors, pillars of the state's economy. And with the bulk of alternative employment being in the low-paying tourism and service industries, it's hardly surprising that a whopping 73% of those hitting the road are in pursuit of better job opportunities. Yet, it's interesting to note that only 52.7% of total moves in the state last year were outbound migrations. Despite this, the population dipped by 0.233%. This decline can be attributed to Louisiana's less-than-stellar healthcare system, ranking second worst nationally, alongside having the 3rd highest rate of smokers, the the 7th highest obesity figures, and the 5th lowest life expectancy. Heart disease and cancer are the grim reapers here, claiming nearly 90% of deaths across the state. Surprisingly, it's quite odd that Mississippi, considered the only state worse than Louisiana to live in, is the second most popular state that people from Louisiana are moving to the most. Up next, we'll uncover why Illinois' daunting tax rates are pushing residents to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Stay with us. 2. Illinois. You might be quick to point fingers at New York for its steep taxes, but Illinois takes the cake with the highest effective median total tax rate in the nation, soaring over 15%. And let's not overlook the property tax rate, sitting at 2.16%, the second highest. It's hardly a shocker then that nearly half of Illinoisans have pondered packing up due to these financial burdens, with sky-high taxes topping their list of grievances. The lure of better housing and job prospects elsewhere, not to mention more agreeable weather, also plays a significant role. It's telling that the top 6 destinations for those leaving Illinois, Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, Washington, and North Carolina all boast considerably milder winters. On paper, Illinois might seem pretty middle of the road in many statistical measures, but the sentiment on the ground tells a different story. A staggering 25% of residents dubbed their state the worst place to live. This dissatisfaction is a key driver behind Illinois being the second fastest shrinking state since 2010. The state saw a net population decline of 0.403%, with a whopping 66.4% of all moves being exits. This trend underscores a growing desire for change among Illinoisans, many of whom are voting with their feet in search of a better quality of life. 1. West Virginia, a state that has long been intertwined with the coal mining industry. As America's reliance on coal has dramatically decreased, the mountain state finds itself in a tough spot, with seemingly no rescue. The job market here is bleak, leading to West Virginia having the second lowest median household income in the nation at just $48,800 and a poverty rate of 16%. This economic hardship has prompted many who can afford to leave, making it the fastest shrinking state since 2010. The surprise is that only 59% of the population decline is attributed to net migration out of the state. The remaining 41% comes from a natural decrease as the younger generation, those who are still in their childbearing years, are also leaving. This exodus leaves behind an increasingly older population that also suffers from the second lowest life expectancy in the country. Last year, West Virginia's population decreased by 0.673%, making it, by a significant margin, the fastest shrinking state of 2021. The situation paints a stark picture of a state in need of a turnaround, as it grapples with the challenges of a changing economy and demographic shifts. Keep seeking your place in this ever-changing world.